Corey, you excited to finally play a home game?
Yeah, it's been forever. It's been over a year. So super excited to be able to go out there and play a home game. Hopefully we'll get some fans and be able to, put on for our city.
Yeah, it's been a long time since you've had fans cheering for you guys. What's it going to feel like when you run out onto the field there and see? I mean, I know it's only going to be like 3,900 people out there, but cheering you on and cheering you during the game.
Yeah, it'll be great to have our own people. And our fans have done a really good job so far in the year of, making their way to different games. I mean, even looking at last week when we played USF, we had a pretty nice sized crowd out there. But to have even more people out there would be great. We love playing at home.
You guys just announced today another game moving from Saturday to a Thursday. So you played last Friday, you played this Friday. How do you feel about playing these non-Saturday games, these short week games?
The short week games, obviously it puts a little bit more on our plate, and just in terms of preparing, we make sure to stay in the film room a little bit more. But it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's almost like playing high school again. You're under the lights on Friday, so it's nothing really new to us, but it's definitely a lot of fun. Um, and I mean, we're looking forward to all the games that we have. Whether it's Thursday or Friday.
Is it harder to get ready though whenever you have one less day?
I mean, you definitely appreciate the time even more when you play a Saturday game, right? Uh, but we're at the facility so much already. I mean, if you're a Division One athlete, you're always at your facility, so um, it's it's really almost the same. But you just know it's one less day, and obviously the staff in terms of preparation, they really push that, like, hey, you don't have this extra day to grasp these concepts, like make sure you get it in early. So even like this week, we've been in film, you know, as soon as we possibly could, and even without being nudged by the staff, just because that's something that we love to do and we're hungry about winning. So
Is there kind of I guess a good side of playing on the Friday as far as attention, a little spotlight? I mean, besides high school football around the nation and in Oklahoma, not much else going on Friday night sports wise. Is that something you guys kind of embrace or acknowledge, or not really?
I don't know. I don't know if we really acknowledge it, but I think everyone knows for sure, and we love being on big platforms. I mean, this team, if you look at the amount of talent that we have across the board, super explosive. That's the best way I can define it. Is that we have a very dynamic and explosive team. So when we get the chance to put that on display for the whole country to see, then that's always a blessing.
Corey, we were just talking with your coach about the new touchdown hat. What has that been like for y'all on offense to have something that you score a touchdown, you have something kind of like the defense does with the turnover chain?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun so far. I think the guys, including myself, take a lot of pride in it, and hopefully we can continue to make sure to be wearing that hat as often as possible as the weeks go on.
Corey, from game one, this has just looked like a team that's really confident in its abilities. And, wins have been kind of hard to come by the last few years. How was that confidence built team-wide, over the course of, what were some tough years, at least when it came to wins and losses?
I think that confidence was really built. I think a lot of it started last season. When you look at the game that we played last year against ECU, you started to see that dynamic and explosive Tulsa team once again. And then over the offseason, with everything just going on, guys came back and we got a lot closer. And that bond really helped a ton. And we were able to push each other, whether that was physically, mentally, spiritually. We were just able to push each other a lot more. So over this offseason, even at a distance, guys are calling and checking in on each other. Like, hey, what are you doing? To make sure that when we come back, that you are prepared, you're ready to go, and that you're better than what you were last year. And I think that is what's really setting us apart from the years previous, is that, this offseason looked a little different, but we embraced it. And we're going to continue to embrace it going forward.
In that backfield, you're used to sharing the backfield. Obviously, Shamari, and he's not here now because of that injury. But you got another guy stepping up in Deneric and what he's been doing week in and week out when you guys have had the ability to play. What's the difference between sharing a backfield with him and Shamari, and just how good has it been to kind of see him step in and have some success alongside you?
I don't know if there's a huge difference in terms of playmaking ability. I mean, when you watch Sham on the field, you obviously saw that he was able to make a lot of plays. And Deneric, he's a little bit younger, but he is able to make a lot of explosive plays. And it's been a lot of fun to be able to switch up the dynamics, even with having TK back there and him, really stepping up into even more of a leadership position as far as the backfield goes. That's been a lot of fun as well. I mean, being able to watch these guys grow up and mature and develop into the great players and athletes and men that they're becoming has been an honor. So I'm excited to see what they continue to do for the rest of the year and what we can do as a unit, because I think it's going to be super exciting.
Corey, I'm going to ask you a question here. I know most of us know about your music background and about mixed music and all that, but you've kind of taken it to a next level with now you have a music label. Just talk about that. How did that come about? And how's that progressing?
Yeah, so over the summer, really starting last spring when we all got released from school in COVID, music became 10 times more serious, not just for myself, but wanting to be the person who got to really be a curator of sound and developing other artists and developing their sound. So I started my own label. The name of it is Resonant Sound. And we are releasing our first projects in the weeks to come. But it's been a really awesome experience. I have 4 artists on the label so far. 1 is myself, so 3 other artists other than myself. And I'm super excited about it because I think the music is really fun. It's innovative. And, we have a lot of great stuff in the works that I haven't yet been able to speak on. But when everyone sees it, I'm sure I hope they're equally as proud as I am of what we've been able to accomplish. Coming from a small town, coming from Oklahoma, and then coming from the University of Tulsa as well. So I'm excited. And also there will be a lot of familiar faces that you've seen play on Saturdays, faces that you see on different fields or courts, who've had these hidden talents that no one's really known about yet, but I was able to help nurture those and bring them out. And it's exciting. Yep.
You mentioned that you're going to release some of it soon. Is any of it out there? Is it on Spotify, SoundCloud? Where's it at?
Yeah, so everything. So really, in the beginning, we started to release a little bit, and then it was okay. Like, let's peel this back. Let's completely rebrand. Let's take this to the next level, and do things right. So that's what we've done. The first project, it was set to release actually this coming Friday. So it should be out Friday. If it's not out Friday, then it'll be out in the next couple of days to come. But it's already uploaded and ready to go on all platforms. And once that's out, obviously we'll be pushing that as much as possible. And hopefully we'll hear it here at the stadium, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Corey, you into old school at all by any chance?
I am.
Like Cypress Hill, De La Soul, that kind of era, or is that way, way old school for you? Maybe I'm dating myself here.
You know what? That's a little outside of the range that I'm accustomed to so far. But me as a musician, as an artist, and I really like to learn about old sounds. A lot of what I do is pulled from old sounds. I mean, I listen to a ton of Stevie Wonder, Aretha Franklin. I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan.
Sure.
So those are some of my influences. I also pull from jazz. So it's all over the place for me.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, I'd love to, hear more of it.
Sure. Another non-football question, if you don't mind. We're a week from the election, a week from today's election day. How big a deal will that be for you to vote this year?
I think it's a really big deal, and we have done a great job as far as a team and the leaders on the team and our coaching staff of making sure that, everyone is registered to vote, understanding that their vote matters and that their voice matters. So we are excited about, having our team actively engaged in choosing the leaders of this country and using their voices and their platforms. So I am super excited about that, and I know that is extremely important.
Yeah, you invested quite a bit in some things off the field, obviously last spring and summer with Avery, the video, the project you guys did. So does that deepen the meaning this year, this time around?
Yeah, I think the country has noticed that, how important, using your voice is in general. And as far as conversation that matters go, what we were able to achieve with that, I think the biggest thing is just us. It's helped our team become closer. And I hope, that it's been a tool that other people can use to help facilitate conversations about uncomfortable topics that you usually wouldn't just have out in the open. And I hope that it is really a primer to continue to allow conversations like that to happen.
Was this for your first time to vote?
No.
You voted 4 years ago
Wait a second. Yeah, this will be my first time voting. Yes.
in the presidential election. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. Thanks. Appreciate it.
For sure.
So there's no doubt in your mind that the locker room's closer, guys understand each other better because of what you guys did, the time you spent with the video project, and then I guess maybe other things that accompany that in terms of the team getting together on Zoom or whatever you were able to do at the time.
Oh yeah, no doubt. For sure, the team is closer. I mean, you obviously the climate as far as what's going on with racial injustices and all those things, that brings you together. But at the same time, we're also in the middle of a pandemic, so guys are going through very real things. Life becomes 10 times more real for people. So it's if you're a team and you're about being a team, then it's almost impossible to not become even closer, because at some point you're either going to need to lean on a brother, or a brother's going to need to lean on you to help them through those times. I mean, especially at the beginning of the pandemic, there was so much unsurety as far as COVID went, and everyone was kind of in this frightened state. So we were all able to lean on each other, and I think that right there has helped produce an even better product in the locker room.
Any thoughts on some of the work Coach Fletcher's done and what the school's going to be doing this week with the legacy of Black Wall Street game?
Yeah, for sure. Coach Fletcher, I would like to consider him a mentor of mine. I've spent a lot of time speaking with him one-on-one. And, just his mind and his passion for moving the needle forward and progressing the conversation is great, absolutely great. And I'm super excited about what he's doing with Legacy Week. I think it gives us as a university something to have ownership over in terms of, embracing our history and trying to move forward and progress. So super excited about Legacy Week and what he's going to do by commemorating and honoring those who've been a part of Black Wall Street.
Corey, I wanted to ask you about the offensive line. What have you seen from them this season, and in terms of how far they've progressed? And also, what does Ethan Hall bring to the table, having him out there?
Yeah, the offensive line, I mean, you got a bunch of, I just call them dogs. You got a bunch of dogs up there, and it has been super exciting to run behind them this year. Obviously, over that offseason, just as we've progressed in our room, they've definitely progressed. We've had guys step up in a major way, and they are doing an amazing job with, making those lanes wide open. I mean, if you watch the USF game, we had great open lanes, and weeks before as well. So super excited about what they're doing under the leadership of Coach Hansen, and the guys in that room, Chris, Paul, Couch, Gerard, Dante, like they're doing amazing jobs, as well as Ethan Hall. Ethan Hall, we call him Cowboy. He is an absolute character, and I love the energy that he brings to the game. He really adds a different dynamic to any meeting room and on the field. And, I mean, you watch the USF game, and he's moving the nose out of the way, and he's been doing a great job for us. So I'm excited to see what he does in the future as well.